good all our pictures are. We can comment on that.
Each more crooked than the last. I think this is it.
Yeah, is this it?
Seems
Just
to
me
be.
making faces. Will it tell us when people are watching?
Yeah, it says a 7.
Oh, good.
Hello.
Hello.
Hopefully people can see.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Now there's 5 people watching. That's not a good sign. 6. Let's just start, shall we?
We get 2 more minutes.
Okay. Good. So we can just watch the numbers go up and down.
Oh, look, Stuart says hello. Hi,
Hey,
Stuart.
Stuart.
Now we wait.
Now we wait. I'm going to open up Twitter for the hashtag that we suggested people use if they wanted to use a hashtag.
Hashtag Yabu Live.
Hashtag Yabu Live. Hashtag.
Is that a hashtag? That's an X.
No, there's 2.
We can do it.
Oh, let's not.
Now you put your arms vertical. Hashtag.
Hashtag Yabu Live. Oh, goodness me. Oh, goodness. I haven't checked the hashtag. There are people using it already, like 4 hours ago, in a conversation with 4 people.
And in 2015.
And in 2015, when all of darts used hashtag Yabu Live.
All of darts.
All of
the
darts. Every darts.
Seven now. Shall we start?
Let's start. Let's just go for it.
All right, let me set this to record. We need this closer.
I'm fine with it as it is.
For sound.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, it looks like it's picking up the sound. It's fine.
It does.
Maybe we should see if anyone on there can just comment and let us know if they can hear us properly.
Yeah, can you hear us? Type in the chat if you can hear us. No one can hear us.
Oh no. No, but actually for real.
They can hear us.
Yay!
Thanks,
Okay.
Vegan in Brighton.
Thank you.
All right,
Well,
let's go.
good evening. Welcome to You Are Being Unreasonable, a podcast about people being unreasonable on mumsnet.com with me, Hells.
And me, Simon.
Hey!
So, we're doing a live show,
Yep, here we are doing a live show from our living room.
but because of circumstances, we're doing it from our living room.
Yeah, we are. And I realise now that our pictures are super crooked. But I realised it after we'd already put the video on, and I didn't want the 6 of you that were early seeing my bum on the video as I just shuffled paintings around.
Yeah,
Oh, avant-garde.
this kind of video will be on there forever.
Oh no. Not like my bare bum.
You're wearing bottoms.
Yeah, I am wearing bottoms.
She's wearing bottoms.
Great that I said that just as the chat popped up with my dad.
Hi, Jack.
I am wearing bottoms, as is Simon. Oh my word! Thank you for tuning into this. We don't know how it's going to go,
No.
but I've done some work trying to find some threads that are not about the current global crisis, because I don't think that is going to be good or funny or interesting.
So what is Mumsnet like at the moment?
Oh my word, it's a hellscape. If you think that all those people who crowded into like Victoria and Richmond Parks earlier should have just like stopped and spread out,
That would have been good. Yeah, don't go to the park.
it's like that level of crowding with people just talking about the coronavirus, but all over am I being unreasonable? And regular listeners will know they've got their own board for the coronavirus.
Yeah, we said that last week, right?
But they're just all over, am I being unreasonable? And so, and a lot of them have got things that sound like they're probably not about the coronavirus. And then you click in there and you're like, oh, it's the coronavirus.
Oh, this was a secret coronavirus.
Like, I thought, you know, I followed the rules. I stayed at home. I thought it couldn't touch me. And yet here it is. Shall we have a crack at a speed round?
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I being unreasonable for poo stains to be left in your toilet at home?
What? Yeah.
Is that on the coronavirus, buddy?
Yeah. Leave the poo stains. Leave the poo stains at home.
Am I being unreasonable? Is it normal for men to comment on attractive women so much?
So much.
So much.
So much. I think it depends on context.
Sounds like someone's at home with a man who they hadn't realised was a grade A prick. Oh.
Just watching endless films. She's a hottie. She's a naughty.
Just looking out the window at people who aren't social distancing.
Yeah, looking
Pack
at
of
people
hotties
in
outside.
Richmond Park. Hottie? Naughty.
Am I being unreasonable to ask what funny covenants you've got on your house?
What funny covenants?
I mean, we've got to find our entertainment where we can.
What does that even mean, though? Like
someone's been at home for upwards of 5 days and they're just going through the deeds to their house and chuckling because that's all there is to do. Oh, we just don't know. Chuckle. A manly chuckle. And last one for this speed round. Am I being unreasonable? Audible.
Audible? The audiobook service that often sponsors podcasts.
Yes.
But not ours.
Not ours.
No, it sounds great. It's a great way to listen to audiobooks on the go.
No one's going to sponsor us if we do it for free.
That's true.
That sounds like some sort of slut shaming thing. It's not what I meant.
Podcast shaming me.
Podcast shaming you, indeed. Let's do a thread, shall we?
Yes.
Am I being unreasonable to wish someone would teach those bloody MasterChef presenters about the correct use of pronouns? Brackets, not in the least light-hearted.
Uh-oh.
If John Turode says, I want you to cook something delicious for Greg and I, once more, I will fling a fucking fondant at the telly. Goodness.
I mean, so this is not in the least light-hearted.
No, not even slightly.
Should we be talking about it?
It's a serious matter.
This is very serious.
You know, I think people are counting on us to talk about the big issues.
They know that this isn't the BBC complaints department, right? This is Mumsnet.
You know what I enjoy? I came on Mumsnet and I was so desperate not to read about coronavirus that I opened a Mumsnet thread with pronouns in the title.
I was going to say, yeah.
Which was a bold move. And actually, it was fine. No one's been a TERF at this juncture. Great.
John and I are going to rank your dishes and send them over to our guest judge. He, him, Jay Rayner.
See, but John and I is the correct use of pronouns.
Yeah, so the problem is that John Turode talks about Greg and I.
At the end of the sentence.
Me and Greg.
Greg and me.
Greg and me.
Yeah, you always put yourself last.
Right.
But if you take away the other people, you use the word as you would if you were only talking about yourself.
Right.
So you would say, I want you to cook something delicious for me. You wouldn't say, I want you to cook something delicious for I. Because that sounds like you've got a proclamation about yourself that you've forgotten to do.
I, John Turode, have something to say.
Yeah, that works. Whereas if you said, me, John Turode, doesn't work. Of all the things you could be mad about MasterChef, I've never picked up on this one.
No, there's a lot to be mad at MasterChef about.
Like, a lot about MasterChef is super weird, but this is not one of the things that I've noticed.
Our conspiracy theory that John and Greg aren't in the room with the people cooking.
I mean, I think that's your conspiracy theory. I don't want to steal your thunder. That's what it is. It's not that I'm embarrassed by it. It's just that I really want to let you take ownership.
It's from the way it's shot. It's like they don't have shots of people together. Like me and Hells are together right now on the screen. But in MasterChef, it would be... Help you say something.
I'm going to cook duck because obviously I'm going to cook duck.
And like the reaction shots of Greg doing that, nodding along.
Yeah, and then Greg says, you're cooking duck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like they could have a producer do the asking to the person, and then Greg comes along and films his bits later. Yeah.
I wonder what he's doing instead of being in the room.
Well, he's under quarantine. He's at home.
And his home is identical to the MasterChef set.
Yeah, he lives there.
Like, he knows people have to work from home, but he hasn't understood that you don't need to take your entire workplace and replicate it in your house.
When they say they want to fling a fucking fondant at the telly,
Yeah.
is that a potato fondant or cake fondant?
I don't know.
Because they do potato fondants all the time on MasterChef.
They do, to go with their duck.
To go with the crispy duck breast. Hell's the skin must be crispy.
That is how John Turode
John
likes
Turode
it.
cannot emphasise this enough.
I cannot emphasise it enough. Yeah, so...
Daniel Warren on the chat says Mac and me.
Sarah Stewart in the chat says, we tend to use the pronoun we.
Probably better.
Yeah. So someone's come along and said, cook something delicious for I, cook something delicious for me. Which one is correct? The same applies when adding in another person, which is what I just said. And if I came across that insufferable, like, just all stop watching. It's fine. You don't need to watch it.
Right. But it's not Mastergrammarian. It's Masterchef. So, like, I do not expect them to be massively into grammar.
I would watch Mastergrammarians.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You'd love it.
Like, I'm really sad we don't have spelling bees broadcast here.
What, in Britain?
Yeah.
Mm.
So you want to do a spelling bee with me over Zoom? Just be me and someone else spelling. Someone said, what's behind Simon's head? And someone said, a tiny, tiny mirror, which is correct. It is a tiny, tiny mirror.
So this is a tiny mirror. This is a little cushion.
And then this is a cushion that Simon got me one Christmas, and he thought it was a cushion with Babe, you know, Babe from the film Babe.
The titular pig from the film Babe.
But this is just any pig.
This is just clearly an adult pig.
Let's go back to the thread.
Yeah,
so,
we got off topic.
Yeah.
We got visually off topic.
Someone has said they're quite loud, the presenters, as if it would be fine if their grammar was all over the shop as long as they just did it quietly.
Yeah, they are very loud. Greg Wallace in particular, who I think we've talked about every week for like 4 weeks now,
We have,
is
yeah.
very loud.
And then from here on in, the whole thread is people using Greg Wallace as the example for their grammar lesson. So someone has said, so when is Greg and I appropriate? And then someone's explained that, and then someone said, but at least it's not cook for Greg and myself.
You hate it when people say myself instead of I or me.
Reflexive pronouns really wind me up, unless you are Northern Irish, and then that is dialect, and there's probably other places where that's your dialect, and that's fine. But if you are from London and you use reflexive pronouns all the time, you just sound like an estate agent.
But if you're a manager, it's your managerial dialect.
No, if you're a manager...
Managers are a protected case.
Under the Equality Act.
Yeah. Actually,
Myself has rights.
I'm in a protected category. I'm a manager.
No, but like seriously, the whole thread now is Greg and I are going to do some cooking is correct. I am going to do some cooking. And then someone said, Greg and I will eat that. Me will eat that. And now everyone's just using Greg Wallace. And a lot of people are probably at home right now, and you might have children whose schools have shut. You're probably wondering how you're going to home educate them. And what I would suggest is I'll send this thread round, and everyone can use this as the basis for their grammar lessons.
Yeah.
And you can watch a bit of MasterChef, and you can do that as a listening exercise, and your kids can pick out.
Yeah, if you have a printer, go on iPlayer, pause MasterChef at any point and print off a picture of John and Greg, and then get your kids to label it.
Are they labelling it with pronouns? Like, is it just a... Or are they labelling it with their names?
Oh, yeah, you have to assume that you're Greg. You have to assume that you're Greg and write the correct. This is me and John.
Yeah, okay.
This is John and me.
Yeah. I mean, that's really all it is. And then someone has said, me hate John and Greg, they twats. So should we leave that one there?
Me hate John and Greg.
They twats. Oh, goodness me.
We've got a picture of a little piggy and a love heart from Sarah Stewart. Thank you, Sarah. We've got Jack Wheeler saying, I think they should do Late Night MasterChef hosted by John and Sean Ryder. MasterChef After Dark.
You're making it sound like kind of like sensual, whereas
Saucy.
I'm picturing it more as just like very sweary and boozing. Yeah, I mean, they should do that as long as they're using the pronouns correctly. Otherwise, Mumsnet will be mad.
Yeah, I don't care very much about pronouns. Let's move on.
Am I being unreasonable to tell a very old ex about my dream? Just had a profound and uplifting dream which had key family members from my life, including deceased, but the star person was an ex from decades ago. It was a short teen relationship which wasn't massively lovey or anything. Anyway, this dream was so uplifting and profound, with loads of positivity about what's going on now and an uplifting feeling. I feel like I want to tell him. Still in touch on social media? Am I being unreasonable to want to tell him? He'll probably think I'm a nutter. Maybe I am. But it's changed my perspective on what's going on, and I feel like I've woken up just valuing life. I'm married with kids. Anyway, let me know your thoughts.
Right. This is... Yeah, Daniel Warren on the chat says, worst idea ever, which Dan's right.
Yeah.
It would be a bad idea to share this. But this reads like a film review where they don't want to spoil the ending. Like, why? What? How is it profound?
This is
loads of positivity about what's going on. Share it. Tell us. Tell us the dream.
The new genre of Hallmark films where everyone has to just film their own bits separately, so no one's ever in the same room, and people are just waking from profound dreams and sitting at social media talking to their exes from when they were teens. Like, just because you can find someone who you dated as a teenager on social media doesn't mean you're in touch with them.
No, nor should you be.
That seems like a stretch. Like, if you're in touch with them as in you still spoke to them regularly, you just say you're in touch, right? But in touch on social media, that just means that you haven't updated your Facebook in however many years. That's not the same. You definitely can't go sending this person a thing like, thank you so much. You've given me a real lease of life. I really needed you in these dark times. You've inspired me. Like, because it reads as if prior to this person was about to go free running out there, just like licking all of the bits on buses that people touch and trying to just end it all. But now they've had a dream about their ex from when they were 14.
Where their ex said, don't lick buses.
It's all going to be okay.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A profound and uplifting dream with key family members from my life. Who are key family members?
Imagine not being on the key family member list.
Imagine defining your family members as key and not key.
The A list and the B list of your family.
Any family members who are watching this stream right now are key family members. Anyone who's not is out. Non-core. Including deceased. But the star person. Do dreams have stars?
Yeah, I don't know if my dreams have protagonists. Or antagonists.
Hell's His Dream, starring Johnny Depp.
Someone that I dated when I was 15. For 2 weeks, by the sound of this.
Stan Laurel.
I just looked at the video and I tipped my head back when I laughed like a seal. Maybe we need to open another window so I can't see myself. I really, really want to know what this dream was about.
Yeah, I want more detail on the dream because it sounds profound with lots of positivity about what's going on. I assume what's going on now refers to the global health crisis, which leaves us all with a lot to do and nothing to do at the same time.
Yeah, this thread is from yesterday. Some of the threads I had to go mining quite a long way back, but this one is from yesterday. So, yeah, I assume they're talking about the global health crisis, or if not the global health crisis in its totality, they're talking about it on like a minor level. So they're talking about, I don't know, the worries they have about vulnerable family, or the fact that they've got 9 million loo rolls because they're a mum's letter.
Yeah. So I'm interested to hear, but I'd be more interested to hear if the ex works for the World Health Organization.
That is a good point, yeah.
Yeah. And if they've come to her in a dream with like a vaccine, great.
Yeah, if they're
fucking tell us. We'd love a vaccine.
And it wasn't a dream, it was just something that they've seen on the news. And, you know, like when you find out that someone from a distant part of your past is doing something really interesting and you're like, oh, cool. Yeah, I used to know them. And then you're like, but I don't know them now. I can't like claim to know this person.
You don't know them. And if you go up to someone that you used to date and you say, I had a dream about you, they will assume it's a sex dream.
Will they?
Yeah. If you say, I had a dream about you, like, normally that's a sex thing.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a flirty way to talk to someone.
Okay. Well, there we go. This did remind me. I hope she's not watching. I don't know why she would be. The woman I sit next to at work came into work one day a few months ago, and she looked absolutely harrowed. And I was like, "What's up?" And she's like, "I dreamt about the cats from Cats last night." And I was like, "Oh, like, are you okay?" And she was like, "No." And then for the whole day, she was just really off and really quiet. It's like, "What happened in the dream?" And she was like, "Nothing. They were just there." I was like, "Oh, okay. Oh."
The one thing that's getting me through this global health crisis is that they might release Cats early on VOD.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Do you not think that you've missed out by not seeing it, like, big?
Yeah, but we can put it on the projector at home. I just want to see Cats.
Okay.
Some affirmation from the chat that I am right, and saying that you've had a dream about someone is a sex thing.
Well, there we go.
Thanks, Stuart and Dan.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I've lost track of where I was going with this. Oh, okay, so the OP's come back and said, not that I didn't value life before. I mean, it's given me a different perspective on things.
You didn't value life.
No, not that she didn't value life.
Yeah, but the implication is that this has given her a new value of life.
Yeah, no, not even the implication. I think it's in the text.
Just, yeah. Please, tell us what happened in the... Tell us your wisdom. Like, didn't the Buddha go to sleep under a tree and have a dream and invent Buddhism?
Yeah.
It's something like that. She could be the new Buddha.
She could, well, no, her ex is like, where does the ex fit in? As a rule, like, pandemic aside, dream aside, if at any point you think about an ex, just don't. Just carry on with your day. There's no need to contact your ex.
Yeah, Stuart in the chat earlier said move on. Like, move on with your life.
Was that...
Stop thinking about the
was
ex.
that aimed at us? Like, this thread's shit. Guys, stop making this podcast. We hate it.
Just turn off this live stream. Everyone's bored.
No, like, so I had an ex who once got in contact with me, like, 2 years after we'd broken up, to say, like, oh, I saw some trainers and they made me think of you. And I was like, how have you gone 2 years without seeing trainers, buddy? Like, where have you been? Leave me alone. Like,
maybe they had your face on them.
Well,
that would be intrusive.
That was a pertinent detail that was missing, wasn't it? But if those
I saw some trainers that looked like you. It made me think of you.
You always did look like a shoe. Oh, lordy Lou.
Yeah, they were owning you. You get owned.
Did I get owned though, or did I just think, a weird thing to do? And I just carried on living my life. Not that I got a new lease of life.
You got a new view of the value of life.
Someone here has said, if a teenage boyfriend from decades ago contacted me, I would have no idea who he was.
Yeah, legit.
Which, yeah. And then someone said, this might be one of those things that seems like a good idea at the time.
It's not.
But I always remember reading somewhere, the only person who cares about your dreams is you.
Yeah, why not start a dream journal? Like, this can be the first one. Write it down.
Yeah.
And then throw it away. Just throw it out the window. No one's on the streets, so it'll just blow in the wind. I was going to say,
don't throw it out the window, because what if you have the virus and you throw it out the window and it lands directly in someone's mouth?
Yeah, why aren't the government telling us not to throw paper out the window in case the paper lands in someone's mouth?
Don't do a rudimentary drawing of your ex and then throw it out the window.
That'll be Boris Johnson's press briefing tomorrow.
I stopped watching the press briefings. You know, if my options were an ex contacts me to say they've had a dream about me, or I have to watch Boris Johnson's press briefings, I would go with the ex contacting me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is like the
what
only...
if Boris Johnson is your ex and he's contacting you via press briefings?
I don't think Boris Johnson knows who any of his exes are. This person is like, if my ex contacted me, I wouldn't know who they were. Boris Johnson's just like, I can't contact my ex. Who are they? Did they have my child? Probably, maybe. We just don't know. Should we move on?
Andrew on the chat has said that's another Boris letdown.
Wow. Beautiful segue into Boris here.
Yeah.
Am I being unreasonable? Yelling kids to sing happy birthday to Boris Johnson is a bit too political for a 7-year-old. My daughter came home today with a very admirable concept. She said we should sing happy birthday twice to Boris Johnson to make sure she was washing her hands long enough. My query is, am I being unreasonable that I hate that it's Boris Johnson DD is wishing happy birthday to? I understand if you're a supporter of Boris, this may be fine. But what if they were saying an alternative political leader? I just think politics shouldn't be in the primary classroom.
Get those politics out of my primary classroom. Get them out.
Shoo!
Out
shoo.
politics. Out damn politics. You should sing happy birthday while you're washing your hands. That is good advice.
Yeah.
Like, we can't dispute that. Should you sing it to Boris Johnson? No. Why? You could sing it to anyone.
Yeah, I did see something on Twitter where someone was asking, like, you're singing happy birthday to yourself, right? That's not just me. And then I was like, oh my God, I have so little imagination that I think I was just going, like,
I was just going to say, I've been doing that.
There hasn't been a name in my mind.
Happy birthday to Happy birthday to you.
I don't want to single anyone out. I don't want to associate anyone with anything ever, in case it makes them uncomfortable.
I've been looking up old friends and exes on Facebook to see whose birthday it was, and then singing appropriate songs based on that day. So, for example, today I saw it was my old neighbour's birthday, so I was singing his name today.
I very nearly forgot this was live and actually sang happy birthday with the name of an ex, a real life ex. It's like an ex who at least one person on the chat knows.
So Imogen said, only sing happy birthday to your cats. Good advice.
That is good advice.
Yeah. And Andrew said, I remember singing happy birthday for John Major in a church. Which I was going to say.
No, I need to know more. Like, Andrew, was this like a Marilyn Monroe situation? Was there like a floaty dress and like, happy birthday, John Major? Like... Were you in a chorus? Was it led by Edwina Curry? We need more details.
Yeah, and Dan's asked if John Major was present, so it's really just become the Andrew show at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it'd be great if it turned out Andrew is the person who's just left watching. If Andrew was like, I sang to John Major, mic drop, and then just left. I mean, I don't. Of all the things that are too political for a 7-year-old, I don't think this one is. Like,
I mean, you know,
it's as good a name as any, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a funny name for a kid to remember. It's good for them to know the statesman of the UK.
Yeah. So when I was 7, who was Prime Minister? Tony Blair.
Yeah.
People talked about Tony Blair all the time in the classroom because all my teachers were just like, oh my God, you have no idea what it's like. We've had Tories for so long. We're delighted. Things can only get better. Right. Yeah, age 7.
I'm a little bit older than you, and they used to talk about John Major all the time, mostly because one of the teachers thought that my friend resembled John Major in his mannerisms and... his look.
You talked about this friend on the podcast before. The friend who did impressions of
John Major
in primary school.
Yeah.
Cool little boy.
Yeah, I'll say.
He's still in touch. You should let him know you had a dream.
No.
Could you track him down on Facebook?
Well, we're friends on Facebook.
Oh, so you are still in touch, according to that last poster.
Yeah.
Hello, I had a dream about you.
I had a dream you were John Major.
Someone has said, what about happy birthday, Stormzy?
Sure.
Seems a bit political to me, actually.
Yeah, because he's all about Labour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Jeremy Corbyn doesn't fit.
Jeremy Corbyn doesn't fit.
It's too many syllables.
We also don't want to be drawing attention to Jeremy Corbyn's age, because I got a YouGov survey the other day, and the YouGov surveys are getting increasingly odd, where they're trying to, I don't know, they must be doing something with this information, but it feels like they're trying to keep YouGov surveys going that aren't just like, how scared are you? Very? So they're like adding in these questions. And one of the questions was genuinely, Jeremy Corbyn is 70. Jeremy Corbyn was at Prime Minister's Question Time. Do you think Jeremy Corbyn should have been at home? And it's like the answers were like, yes, Jeremy Corbyn's too old. No, Jeremy Corbyn's not over 70. Or like, Jeremy Corbyn can do what he wants. I don't care. So we don't want to be singing happy birthday to Jeremy Corbyn because people might remember that he's too old and should be at home.
I thought people might want to see the cat.
Is Imogen going to just check out now?
Yeah, Imogen's seen the cat. So.
Huge cheers in our household.
Hooray! Drink when the cat comes on screen. Drink when they say mum's dead.
Cats for Corbyn. Where's the other? I think the other cat might be a bit of a Tory.
Wow. How dare you?
Are you telling me Ozzy's not a Tory?
Yeah. Because he's not gentle, Ozzy.
If not a Tory, a libertarian.
No, none of these cats are Tory. How dare you?
Fine.
Maybe Lib Dem.
Yeah.
Maybe Ozzy's a Lib Dem.
Ozzy is a Lib Dem. Yeah.
Yeah, the chat is lit up with cat stuff. It's a cat chat now.
It is the cat chat. I almost feel like we should go and find Ozzy and bring him through. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want. Someone has said, I thought his birthday was the 19th of June. Don't worry, Hem. We'll still be washing our hands on the 19th of June.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't be able to tell you Boris's birthday like that.
And if you do know Boris's birthday, it's not worth trying to brag about that. That doesn't impress people the way you think it does.
No, that don't impress me much.
It's not a power move. Someone has said, there are so many better songs that you could sing. I'm sick of Happy Birthday. 2 verses of heads, shoulders, knees and toes is great for kids.
No, because then you end up touching your shoulders, your knees and your toes.
Your toes
with
won't
your
be clean.
Unwashed hands or your partially washed hands.
Yeah, every time you wash your hands, you get them dirty again.
Yeah.
And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. You should not be touching any of those.
You're spreading your virus to your toes, and then you're touching people with your toes, and you're spreading the virus.
And you're touching all the bits of your face you shouldn't be touching.
This is why we're doing social distancing.
Oh, goodness me. Fortunately, John Major wasn't there. It's just a thing the priest did. The priest was also a police officer who rode a Harley.
Andrew raising more questions than they answer there.
There might be people who aren't reading the live chat and they probably think I've gone mad. But, I mean, even if I have, that isn't the evidence of it. Dan
in the chat has mentioned the haunted hand dryers. You remember when people were going in and washing their hands for ages? Maybe they knew. They knew about this coronavirus.
Yeah,
Months ago, years ago.
It's not like you can stockpile washing your hands. You can't be like, oh, I don't need to wash my hands because I washed my hands for 3 hours last Halloween. On balance, I've done my hand washing.
I'm good now.
So, 20 seconds? So 20 seconds, you do 3 of that would be a minute, and then 180 of that, and then 180 times 3. Yeah, you have got a lot of it backed up there, but it doesn't count. You can't carry it forward. It's like annual leave.
It is like annual leave, health.
Oh, someone has said it doesn't scan very well.
No. I think ideally you want a 3-syllable name, like Che Guevara.
Yeah.
Che Guevara's 4.
Yeah. John Major. Tony Blair.
We're coming back to John Major and Tony Blair. Gordon Brown.
I feel like
these great premieres with 3-syllable names. Theresa May.
Too many syllables.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
You're right. Yeah.
Harking back to the days where we had the good 3-syllable prime ministers.
Yeah, they were the good times.
Yeah, Margaret Thatcher. Too many syllables.
Yeah.
That was the big problem with Thatcher, all those syllables. Shall we?
But you couldn't put Tony Blair's name in Tony Blair. Throw him up and catch him.
Yeah, do people remember this thing where you used to... I'm going to get a pen and do it. I'll wash my hands afterwards.
Okay, I'll sit here and make sure the chat carries on. This is good content.
Yeah, so it's a thing, and you draw Margaret Thatcher on your hands. I should have used a darker pen. You go, here's Margaret Thatcher, throw her up and catch her, squish, squash, squish, squash, here's Margaret Thatcher. Because with your weak hand, the drawing's terrible, so she looks squashed. Here's Margaret Thatcher, throw her up and catch her, squish, squash, squish, squash, there's Margaret Thatcher. But you can't do that with any of the good 3-syllable ones.
No, you could not do that with John Major. He would not be squished.
Yeah, dearie me. Shall we do another thread then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably should.
I being unreasonable? Strange post received. Ooh. I have received 8 tickets from Ticketmaster through the post this morning, totalling £315. No one in my house has any recollection of ordering them, and stranger still, they're addressed to my 10-year-old DS. The address is correct, except for 1 digit of the postcode. I've checked my bank and credit cards, etc., and no payment has been made either. So would you contact Ticketmaster, or keep them, or sell them?
Yes, you've hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is clearly like the start of a Neil Gaiman novel, where you get some tickets posted to you.
Yeah.
You go to the event, and it's like a haunted circus or some shit. Neil Gaiman shit. And you go, and you end up, going on a grand adventure, a grand magical adventure.
Surely in the Neil Gaiman version, there wouldn't be anything as tawdry as the ticket price value. Neil Gaiman wouldn't bother writing in that the tickets were worth £315.
Well, no, probably not.
So what? They were just short of 40 quid each. They're expensive tickets.
Maybe he's thinking of ticket prices more now that he's married to Amanda Palmer.
Oh, burn.
Keep the bottom line.
Oh, it's a real shame about Amanda Palmer. Never mind. Some people are pricks. So there we go. Keep what you need and then sell the rest. It's probably an online raffle or something. I don't know who the venture bro is, but it's very sensible. I like the idea that you do need any of these unexpected tickets.
So the address is correct, except for 1 digit of the postcode.
Yeah.
Does that include the name?
Yeah, they're addressed to the 10-year-old son.
It's weird.
That's a very Neil Gaiman touch, isn't it? That they turn up for a little boy.
I mean, yeah, the obvious... Oh, it could be like Harry Potter shit. Like, this is their ticket to wizarding school where they'll have all kinds of magical adventures. Either way, magical adventures abound from this.
Yeah, it's just not very magical to tell us how much they cost. Just ruins it. I don't know. I just feel like in a magical land, we're not troubling ourselves with currency.
Well,
I'd love to be fancy enough to not trouble myself with currency. And if I was magic, then the first thing I would use my magic to do would be to make sure that my tickets arrived with no price on them.
I mean, talking sensibly, the obvious solution is that the 10-year-old did it and they're lying. Like, it's got their name on it.
Yeah.
The postcode's wrong because kids are dumb. Like, the kid did it.
Hashtag not all kids.
Not all kids.
If you've got kids at home, I'm sure they're very smart.
Golden tickets to a magic chocolate factory, says Sarah. Yeah. This is a kind of golden ticket shit.
Yeah, but they're approaching £40 a ticket. £40 a ticket to have a magical adventure. It's very unfair on children who come from less well-off backgrounds.
What do you think was the cash value of the golden tickets in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
No cash value.
Like, for a tour,
absolutely no cash value.
We're pushing like £50 maybe.
How
at
much
the
is
top end?
How much does it go to Cadbury World?
I don't know.
I'll look it up.
Great.
Do you think that's what these tickets were for? Is it Cadbury Land or Cadbury World?
Cadbury World. I think it's probably closed at the moment.
It is temporarily closed. I'm not advocating that we all go to Cadbury World. That'd be extremely dangerous. I just want to know how much it is so that the moment that this passes, I can go to Cadbury.
So Sarah's pointed out that have they actually asked the DS? Which they should. I think it's the DS. So does Sarah. Andrew's pointed out that Harry Potter has a bank with questionable goblins, like Jewish stereotypes.
The goblins aren't questionable. The portrayal of the goblins is questionable because J.K. Rowling is bad.
But they do have a bank and there is a lot of discussion of currency.
Yep. It's only £18 to go to Cadbury World.
Right, but Cadbury World's not Wonka's factory.
Yeah, but...
I've been to Cadbury World and it doesn't have a chocolate river. It's got vans shaped like cream eggs.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
Look, I want things to look forward to. And apparently the first thing I'm doing once everything goes back to some semblance of normality is going to Cadbury World. Well,
Sarah on the chat suggested a Yabu trip to Cadbury's.
Yes.
Let's go.
And all of our listeners should come. We can get a group ticket, probably.
But I think if Charlie had sold those golden tickets on, he'd be looking at easy, maybe 75 quid.
That would be a horrible little children's book, though, wouldn't it? Just a book about how to profiteer. That book, like that style of book, probably exists. There probably is someone who's done some sort of terrible,
libertarian
reworking of famous children's books so that they can teach kids the value of money and whatever. That sounds like the sort of thing that you would get at Christmas time in that bit I'm always talking about of books called Humour. You know, the bit by the till at Waterstones, which, by the way, is a shop that needs to fucking close.
They have closed. They announced it an hour ago.
Oh, thank God for that. I mean, I'm still never going to go back there. It's a real shame. I worked at Waterstones as a teenager. They were good employers then. They're not anymore.
Rachel Hallows has said Anne Rand's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is very good. Very good.
Oh, yeah. But like, you can totally picture that at Christmas. It's the sort of thing someone who knows that you're a bit political but doesn't understand quite what that means would get that for you as like a funny stocking filler. And you'd open it up and the dawning realisation. Thanks. You know, great. You got me the Anne. Oh, no.
Grim.
Yeah.
Grim. It's just a book on how to manage a relatively large business like a chocolate factory.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, so do the tickets... Sorry, Andrew said Willy Wonka and the Fountainhead, which is also very good.
That is very good. Wonka shrugged.
Right. But do the tickets not have the event on them?
Well, what do you mean?
Do they not have what the event is on them?
That's a very good point.
A location and a time?
The tickets have arrived and each of the 8 tickets just says a price that's near £40.
Some spooky shit.
I lost it. Where's it gone?
Strange post.
Let me find... It's for a band from before my time.
The Rolling Stones.
I can't remember entering anything, but it's at a local venue, so possibly. I've checked with other family members in case they ordered it to my house. But nothing. More concerned they have my 10-year-old's details. A band from before the OP's time at a local venue makes it sound... I don't know where this person lives, and it might be that there's a good venue that is local to them. But when you hear local venue, that makes it sound like some sort of like...
Like a pub.
Yeah.
So
like a sort of small, weird venue where the tickets wouldn't be £315 for 8.
A band before her time.
Yeah, so
ZZ Top are performing at your local in Chichester, and they've got your 10-year-old's details. And you're worried about that. Wait, at a local, are we talking like £40 a ticket for a local venue?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's really odd. But before we moved here, our local, which has now turned into a crap gastropub, but it used to be a good pub, inexplicably had Big Boy from Outcast playing in the upstairs room. Like the upstairs room was just a standard pub upstairs room. You know, it was nothing special. This was like years and years ago. But yeah, Big Boy from Outcast played there because I don't know, some sort of misunderstanding. You
have to assume that when you go there, surely Andre 3000 is going to be there somewhere, like at the back.
I mean, it's a big enough room that if you can't see Andre 3000 upon walking in, Andre 3000 ain't there. He's not hiding.
He's not hiding now.
Like, do a scan of the room. If you don't see Andre 3000, that's your lot. Someone said maybe it was toilet paper, hence the price. Yeah, someone
expensive nowadays.
Do you mean it's a ticket to toilet paper, like a toilet paper expo?
A toilet paper conference.
The little 10-year-old boy is desperate to go to a toilet paper conference.
Yeah.
So
got to learn about toilet paper somehow.
Apparently so. Who knows? I mean, I'm probably out of things to say on this topic. I have got one more thread that we could cover if people are interested. Or if you all just want to go about your business, then, you know, if I see the number suddenly plummet from, it was at 20, it's now at 19. If it goes down, you're all leaving, then we won't bother. Should we do one more?
Why not?
Am I being unreasonable to wonder about New World Order? I don't understand how some people are convinced that it's soon going to be New World Order. The coronavirus was deliberate, followed by lick downs, everyone indoors, etc. Means everything in place for New World Order. Well, according to several friends on Facebook, it is. Surely not.
You should not be doing lick downs.
You should not be doing lick downs. That's
shouldn't
the
be licking
opposite of social
anything.
distancing.
Yeah. Lick things in your own house, and that's it.
You shouldn't even be licking things in your own house. Not because of the coronavirus, just because of social norms.
If you have to lick things, only things you own.
Just don't lick things.
Yeah, but if you have to.
Like,
we all know you have to lick things. So please just things you own. And ideally,
it's like
food stuff.
lollies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lollies are the only food stuff I can think of that you lick. Anything else, even then, like if you open a bag of Wotsits and you lick each individual one, that's still rank. Like, so rank. Why are people on Mumsnet suddenly massive conspiracy theorists? And how long does this have to go on before we get a conspiracy theory board? Which would make my day. I would love that.
Yeah, it's weird that there's not one already. It's weird that the Preppers thread, the Preppers forum, having a situation worth prepping for, has not now descended into conspiracy theory. Because you'd think that's the next logical step.
The Preppers board, though, is the nicest place in Mumsnet at the moment. People are coming along to the Preppers board and they're like, I haven't done any prepping before, and I know that now it's too late to prep because the shit's already hit the fan, but I wondered if anyone could offer me any advice about how to dehydrate some vegetables. And people are like, yeah, of course, don't worry.
That's nice.
Lots of people are like, prepping was my hobby. I only prepped because it was a hobby and I found it interesting, and now I actually need to. I'm a bit spooked, really.
Don't feel like prepping though now. It just feels like, because it's not being
just
prepared.
Living, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just living.
It's just living. The chat's descended into talking about things that you can lick in your home. Ice cream, hummus off a spoon.
Would you lick hummus off a spoon? Like, you put the spoon in your mouth?
Dessert hummus, which, intriguing.
Is that like sweet hummus?
I don't know. We need more details, Imogen.
No, I can see how this might work. Like, if you have the chickpeas and, like, tahini, because halva is a sweet thing, and that's sesame.
Yeah.
And then you could just add, like, honey instead of garlic and whatever. But, I mean, Imogen has said it's not a good thing, so...
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm not undermining Imogen's lived experience of dessert hummus.
Oh, hummus with sugar added and chocolate chips mixed in. Thanks, Imogen.
Okay, you've added sugar and chocolate chips. Have you taken out the garlic and... You know, the... Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, the chat don't like that idea.
I thought it was called The New World Order. When you call it New World Order, it sounds like a New Order cover band.
Yeah, it sounds like a band, I was going to say.
Maybe that's what this person got tickets for. You've got 8 tickets for New World Order, and they've mixed it up, and they think they've got 8 tickets to see New Order, and they're like, oh, it's a band from before my time. They've actually got 8 tickets to join the people who are running the world. And it's been sent in her son's name because they can't be too obvious about what it is. So they're like, oh, if we put a child's name on it, that would be a great decoy.
You know, New World Order. It used to be Joy Squad.
Joy Squad. If you see something on Facebook and you think it sounds like nonsense, you don't have to start a Mumsnet thread about it.
Soon going to be New World Order. I mean, things are changing. Things are changing rapidly. From my perspective, it's become clear that capitalism isn't built for crisis and that capitalism cannot survive.
Has that become clear to you recently, or is that what you always believed and now you've got the evidence to
Now
back it
validated,
up?
Yeah. But yeah, if any New World Order is going to come out of this, hopefully it's like world socialism.
Yeah.
Something better than capitalism, anyway.
Yeah. Not the New World Order that's the Hanks family.
No.
No, you seen that video with Chet Hanks? Watch it, it's good. Yeah.
You heard this conspiracy theory about 5G?
I have, yeah. So, do you want to explain?
The idea is that like 5G and the countries that have 5G, this 5G signal has activated the flu and turned it into like super flu in the shape of COVID-19. And it's nonsense.
Yeah, pretty much that is the theory.
Yeah.
Someone said, if lick downs are on offer, send a hunky police officer my way. I'm sure DH won't mind. I'm sure your DH will mind when you contract coronavirus and bring it into your house because you got licked by a police officer. This isn't the time for bawdy chat. Bawdy chat can wait until after the crisis.
Yeah, you shouldn't be licked by anyone now, no matter how hunky they are, or if they're in uniform.
No matter how hunky.
No.
We all have to make sacrifices.
This is what Boris is going to announce tomorrow. We're going to stop people being licked by hunky police officers.
I mean, some landlords are going to lose their only source of income for 3 months, and they're making sacrifices. So maybe you, Karen, could make the sacrifice of not being licked by a police officer just this once. Goodness me.
Rachel on the chat keeps forgetting that Chet Hanks exists and is somehow a product of Tom Hanks.
Never forget. Never forget.
I know it's easy to think about Colin Hanks more often.
Simon's got really into Colin Hanks, like troublingly so.
I just think he's neat.
Goodness me.
Plays a very dishy priest in Mad Men.
And now there are lots of people posting pictures of the Spanish army. The Spanish army, who I assume have been mobilised to keep people in their lockdown scenario. So they've found pictures of people who are like on the front lines of trying their best to make sure people don't go around getting infected with a horrible disease. And they're just talking about being licked by them. So
great.
The exact opposite of what the Spanish army are out there doing.
I think Spain are under more stringent lockdowns than the UK, so I don't think they'll be sending army officers to lick you, no matter how hunky they are.
Yeah.
The hunkiest officers are staying at home.
I mean, they need all the hunky officers they can get to make sure people aren't just like roaming around.
There'll be hunky officers at the end of all this.
Here's hoping. Has anyone got anything else? I would say let's do another speed round, but I mean, it is all just shit chat. It's shit chat, left, right, and centre.
We always end with a speed round.
Well, let's have a look then. Okay. Am I being unreasonable to think Mumsnet should clamp down on scaremongering threads?
Yeah, they should. Close them down.
Am I being unreasonable? Newborn photo shoot.
Cute.
Am I being unreasonable to think I can write my bill at home?
I mean, you need witnesses. So how are you going to get those?
And am I being unreasonable to think that Chris Martin is sweet?
Sweet.
Chris
Martin is sweet.
Sweet as. Yeah. He was once eating chips in Greenwich, so that's a claim to fame.
He was once eating chips in Greenwich.
He just seems like a sort of clean living man who wouldn't be eating chips, but there he was.
Yeah, I don't think Gwyneth let him eat chips when they were married.
I think that's why they consciously uncoupled.
Yeah, he wants some fucking chips. Not just goop.
At least let him have some chips for his goop.
For dipping. Oh dear.
Sorry, a bit of a thing has happened on the thread where people are talking about like A&E doctors and whether we should trust doctors if they're not talking about their speciality. And I mean, really, all we need to remember is at least Chris Martin is now allowed chips.
An all chips diet.
An all chips diet. Great.
Yeah, they're right.
Well, with that, should we call it an evening?
Yeah, it seems like the place to wrap up.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us on the chat, if you were listening on the chat.
Yeah. I mean, we hope this has brought a little bit of joy. It's cheered me up a bit.
Yeah.
So thanks for indulging that, if nothing else.
Yeah. I think this has gone pretty well. We might try and do these more regularly during the lockdown. Yeah,
so we've been recording this so that we can use this as Thursday's episode, and then we'll put out an episode the following Thursday anyway, but we'll try and do more live stuff if people have enjoyed it.
Yeah, we might alternate between whatever.
Someone said do another next week. I mean, it's not like we could go anywhere. So
It said do them nightly.
do them
Which is a
nightly.
bit of an ask.
Oof. There aren't enough good threads to do them nightly. It's not that this particular bit takes anything, but I've only managed to track down like 18 threads that aren't about coronavirus. And if you look at the diagram, it's like the spread of coronavirus. That's how the board is going as well.
Yeah, it's infecting everywhere.
Yeah, we'll ration out the threads we've got. Maybe next week I will use Mumset Classics as the basis for them. And we can have such classics as penis beaker, cutted up pear, all the things that people talk about all the time that mean very little to anyone.
We've got a request to see the other cat.
So
do you
where's
think
the other cat?
if you go find them, I'll field some other questions. So this picture, Venture Bro says, bitch please. And this one is a quote from Invisible Monsters. It says, birds ain't my face. So that's nice. But yeah, I think we'll do these weekly.
He's not loving it, so getting quick to see him. Last chance to see. Oh, he's calmed down.
Yeah, he's chill.
Look, Oz, it's you. This one's Ozzy. Ozzy's great. Ozzy's about to tear my tights.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you.
This was really fun.
Should we go?
Yeah. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
listening.
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe. Still here. You just stopped recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah says Ozzy's a communist.
Maybe.